Walking uphill against the wind in the stormy weather, the summit may seem a mirage. Windy and complex it is, facing the obstacles, making a virtue of a necessity. Difficult to understand, difficult to travel, difficult to maintain in the correct spirit. Radiating it with positivity, making that path that began and that was lost remain a beginning. Only one thought in our mind, enlightenment.
A positive mind leads to positive outcomes, but how does all this can realize in a theoretical concept? It's all about how we reply to questions in life, where a positive thought, a superior thought, will bring on a fulfillment of the goal. In the same way, a negative thinking will lead to negative events. Here comes the feedback, a key to manage our replies, aiming at the success of our life, a key belonging to the controlled response. By not responding to an affirmation, the energy that will play against us will decay, as to the fact that to remain active they need positive feedback, energy that lit up answers. Without our feedback, these energies from stimuli, which can be an insult or simply a statement, will decay. If I call you by name and you don't answer to the insult, then the insult was not correct. But if you give a positive feedback like a reply or simply a yes, then the insult will become true. Otherwise, a no will still falter the truth behind that insult. A practical example to understand the feedback. Once these energies from other people's thoughts are enlightened, the truth will falter. It will therefore be poised between true and false. You yourself would have to manage this energy, because your response, however negative to an accusation is, remains the real one. Placing a statement or a thought in the environment or in our mind, that energy created, which is a superior thought, responds to us, and from there the magic happens. From there our moves will lead us to the success of our project. From there our actions can change the course of events, as our brain balances itself on the base of that superior thought, listening to that stimulus. From that moment, more and more superior thoughts are created in our brain or in the environment to fortify that thought, and so our result will always be more truthful in time. It's us therefore that decide what is true and what is not true. We therefore choose which stimuli to respond to, and based on these, it is one more step for the fulfillment of that desire. If a cellular trauma occurs, you know that although you have not consented to an answer that you had to consider true or false, it is remediable. It may be an action that cannot be denied, and the convincing thought of the rest of the subject involved in this set is so strong in conviction that your mental strength does not hold. It is possible that the situation has already occurred and therefore true by definition. Statements that can destabilize us if varied by our feedback make our control waver. It is therefore good to learn how it is possible to sometimes remedy the statements of others that do not reflect our ideas. One way to overcome mental manipulation by others is to answer a yes and then contradict yourself by saying no. In this way we will make the energy flow in our brain, and on this flow of energy we will then insert a negative answer which will gradually synthesize with other cells, reducing the trauma of self-denial and changing our beliefs. It will also stop the rotation of that energy expressed as yes, vanishing the consent. The control response remains a key only for masters. This explanation is only useful for you to understand how much our answers speech actually affect real life. For the future of humanity, a control response of all that is electronic, but also for the human being who is led to move on the basis of this, its understanding is important to ensure through the use of computers a better control. Make it faster, slow it, why not smarter, or with the use of centralized piece of equipment.